on?
Hello man, we got a serious problem here. I'm gonna send the link to you.
Oh, okay. I look into it. Okay. Thanks for calling.
Alright.
Aina, this morning I got a call from a friend of mine who lives in KL. He told me he read an article on the newspaper about the COVID-19 pandemic and the population concentration in KL and the impact on society. He said this is actually a serious matter now, and I thought we should address this matter and show it more to the public. That's why I called for this meeting. So, what do you think, Aina?
Yeah, actually, I also have read the articles from some website regarding the populations and pandemics which affect the urban poverty. Okay, let me share you some articles that I have read before. Here, first thing is the highlight regarding the aid needed urgently for urban school recovery from COVID-19. So this we need to study this one. And the next is about marriage and population growth beyond the pandemics. How it affects the communities and how they overcome with the current urban poverty issues. I will share you the link so that we can study about this matter for us to discuss with our boss. Okay?
Yeah. Well, looks like this topic have been discussed for quite some time now, but now with COVID-19, I think it seems like it has become a bigger concern now. So let's study this issue more and propose our solution to help the viewers, those affected by this issue, and then, like you said, let's be to the boss to add this issue. Okay.
Come on, man. Your mother is green. Oh. Sorry يا أخي.
Kencana.
Okay. تفضل. Why so many people today? Oh. Hey. Oh. What's going on here? What is this?
Good day everyone. This is Faizul Amin reporting for WFH News. For today's news, the COVID-19 pandemic and the population concentration in Kuala Lumpur as well as the impact on the society. This topic relates to urban planning issues. Urban planning issues aim to establish a society with basis on land use to achieve sustainable development and meet the needs of the society members. We know that most of the time the goal of urban planning issues is to achieve economic prosperity only, but we must also strive to improve the lives of the population. We will review one of the most important problems which we face regarding urban planning issues, its negative effects on society and how to eliminate them. One of the issues is population concentration. This is where a number of people move to a certain area of the land after leaving their homes in the rural places for work or to live. This has become a problem, causing a negative impact on the rural population due to the shortage of services and labor. It has also become a problem for the urban population in increasing the number of laborers, which led to unemployment. And now, the spread of the dreadful COVID-19 virus, the impact on urban poverty has become greater than ever. The rise in COVID-19 cases has forced the government to issue a Movement Control Order or MCO throughout the whole nation. This has caused a lot of businesses to close down. Some companies have to retrench in order to cut down on the overhead, and as a result, more people are losing their jobs, contributing to the increasing numbers of poverty. Further news by Ain Farhana.
Thank you, Faizal Amin. I'm Ain Farhana reporting from WFH News. Next, we will discuss why is the issue. First, recently we found that services provided cannot cater to the populations, shrinking the area of agricultural lands and swelling rural villages. Third, current related issue, which is urban poverty related to COVID-19 pandemic. But before that, dig into one articles written in FMT titled Marriage and Population Growth Beyond. The article states that marriage is only one element in one rite of passage, but it has a profound and far-reaching effect to the country's national productivity and hence growth through its influence on fertility rate and the dependency ratio. In Malaysia, the population is projected to increase from 28.6 million in 2010 to 41.5 million in 2040. Despite seeing an increase in number, growth rate is expected to decrease from 1.8% in 2010 to 0.8% in 2040. As it now stands, our country's population is now at 32.6 million. A survey conducted by the National Population and Family Development Board in 2014 showed that population estimates of the single individuals stood at 9.7 million, of which 5.97 million were male, while 3.7 million were female. Of the same total, 4.72 million were aged 30 years and above. The same survey had shown 86.8% of single individuals intend to get married but are hindered by these factors. First factor is financial problem which involve 56% male and 26% female. two unsuitable candidates, which is involved 18.4% male and 35.7% females. And the third one is career-related reason, which is affected 9.4% males and 18.1% female. These reasons are indeed understandable as it is each individual's right when to get married, but this could create a long-term problem. Shortage of a working population, which is vital to increase national productivity and support growth. Economic crisis triggered by the COVID-19 pandemic has caused the younger generation to lose jobs and having to face pay cuts. There is a possibility of a higher share of younger generation becoming dependent in a family. An increase in number of dependents within the society could lead to a rise in anxiety for those who plan on embarking to the next stage in life, which is marriage. Aside from marriage, fertility rate can also be affected by family planning. In the midst of unstable economic conditions, some couples might hold their plan to have children. So, what are the policies that are marriage and family friendly which can be considered amid this challenging time? In order to address the expected decline in population growth followed by a decrease in working population? Firstly, stable employment needs to be established for those who have low social protection and have experienced income shock due to the movement control order, such as the self-employed. Comprehensive and sustainable job creation to utilize the unfortunate local talents should be one of the key focus in the economic recovery plan. Secondly, direct assistance named cash transfer such as Bantuan Prihatin Nasional (BPN) should be extended so long as the crisis continues as is targeted toward those who remain vulnerable. Next, learning by example, a birth rate adjustment program by state such as ones recently approved in Vietnam until 2030 can be considered for Malaysia as an initiative to encourage early marriage and to start a family, which can then form part of a long-term national population strategy. In Vietnam, the program sets the target to increase birth rate by 10% in localities with low rates, less than 2 children per couple, and reduce the rate in localities with higher birth rates, which is more than 2.2 children per couple. Incentives such as a lower income tax, assistance to pay for children's tuition fees, for house rental and social housing purchase are also provided. Lastly, support for mothers who have to juggle time between work and family matters should be given as an encouragement for the newlyweds to be more confident in starting a family, or for couples who plan to have more children. Measures such as the implementations of 7-day paternity leave for the private sector should be discussed in the cabinet in the medium to long-term horizon. Population growth issues might not be very obvious in the short term, but it is unprecedented crisis should signal us to be more forward-looking in terms of policy formulation. Back to Faizal Amin.
Thank you, Ain Farhana. Continuing on, there is another article written in the Edge Markets titled "Aid Needed Urgently for Urban Poor's Recovery from COVID-19", where the article states that although the median household income has increased by 23% to 2,233 ringgit in September 2020 from 1,819 in May 2020, it is still about 9% or 224 ringgit below year 2019's 2,457 ringgit. And this was before the conditional movement control order was reimposed in the Klang Valley from October 14, 2020. Retrenchment, pay cuts, reduced working hours, and difficulties restarting their own businesses are among the key factors that contributed to the income reduction, and all is largely due to the impact of the COVID-19. So now the next question is, what has been done in order to overcome or control this issue of COVID-19 and the population concentration? Existing initiatives such as the Kuala Lumpur Structure Plan 2020, Rancangan Malaysia ke-11, and the KL City Plan 2020 have been initiatives provided by the government in tracking issues regarding the population concentration in Kuala Lumpur. However, due to the sudden emergence of COVID-19 in 2019, some considerations need to be taken in order to improve these existing initiatives, which are based on Sustainable Development Goals by the UN. Adding to that, the existing initiatives are plans made by the government, while there is not much involvement from the community itself in tackling this issue. So extra steps should be taken by the people as well, so this problem can be overcome as soon as possible. Back to Ain Farhana.
Thank you, Faizul Amin. As per mentioned article by Faizul Amin, birth, population growth, and COVID-19 pandemic issue currently related to the urban poverty. City dwellers that fall within the B40 incomes category are regarded as the urban poor. Kuala Lumpur's urban poor communities are faced with low household income, low human social and financial capital. The community also suffers other deprivations such as inadequate housing and job insecurity. Disempowerment and lack of basic infrastructures and services, insufficient social protections, and lack of access to healthcare, education, and personal security. Thus, the urban poor across Kuala Lumpur is quite diverse. They tend to face several common deprivations which affect their day-to-day life. Despite many of them migrating to the city in search of opportunity, certain gaps have trapped some in poverty. Here's the 5 points that leads to urban poverty. 1. Rapid urbanization. 2. Affordable housing but at high cost. 3. Employment rate in the city. 4. High cost of living not matching salaries. And the 5th one is low education attainment. So what they need right now is a change maker to control population concentration issues by creating awareness on every level of the community. Let's see the video with one Chinese lady that's already exposed to how people overcome the urban poverty with NGO.
Auntie, what are you looking at?
Ini jadi tengok Organisation Community Enhancement Program CEP PPR dan Pantai Ria. Building Economic Independence. This is Rohani. A mother of 5, she produce colourful putu mayam and ada kuih. Ini orang mau cari uang. Contribute monthly, donate ons. Itu dapat RM30 satu bulan. Mana you tahu I Cina? As mentioned in the next screens is a mover and shakers who are making a difference amongst urban poor in Kuala Lumpur. Back to Faizul Amin.
All in all, the issue of COVID-19 and the population concentration in Kuala Lumpur has become alarmingly concerning. In order to overcome this, we have to be united, and together we need to be responsible for ourselves and for the people around us, starting from the communities, the professionals, up to the government. That way, this issue can be overcome in the most optimal way possible. That's all for today's news. I'm Faizul Aiman, reporting for WFH News.